I have a flip house, aka a trap house in Atlanta. So when I was home, not home, sorry, when I was in Atlanta last weekend, the plan was to tear the house down last weekend, but we got to get some permits and things like that. And so we're going to tear it down. I think December 17th is the day, or the 16th or 17th. I don't know if I should have told that date because I'll tell you why in a second. So I hadn't really seen the house yet. And so how I came across this flip house, it's it's funny how it all came about. So I was supposed to go 50-50 on it with a friend of mine. And the buddy of mine, he found the house. He told me it was I guess I can give the numbers out. He told me it's going to be around $110,000 for this house. He said, but I think we could flip it. We could really build it up and make it good, and we could really make a decent profit on it because it's in an area that's really getting gentrified right now, and it's right across the street from a park. It's right in front of a school, like where it sits on a corner. It sets the neighborhood off, and even it's the first time I really saw the neighborhood when I went this weekend. It's one of those neighborhoods like there's a couple houses that are like, oh, and then all of a sudden you see what the neighborhood's headed towards. You'll see there's already people in there flipping houses and tearing it down and building stuff up. So we go to my flip. Well, here's what happened. So I was supposed to go 50-50 with a buddy of mine. And so we put the bid in. You got to put like the 10% down. So we got to put the $10,000 down as earnest money. So I put the earnest money down, and I did. And then I got the house. And then when it came time to get the house, I told my friend, I said, all right, you send your half. I'll send, at this point, I should owe $45,000. And then he was like, he didn't have it, basically. And I go, what? He didn't have it. I'm like, oh, my God, dude. The only reason I picked Atlanta is because he lived there. And I thought this is an easy thing to do. So I called the realtor that helped find us the house. And I said, what are my options here? Because now I'm on the hook for this thing. And she goes, well, the earnest money you're not getting back. So either you lose $10,000 or you send another $100,000 and the house is yours. And the way the realtor broke it down to me was, look, Gary, if you don't do nothing to this house, it just sits. It could be 2 or 3 years, but people are going to start putting bids in and want to sell this house, or want to buy this house as property. The property value is going to go up. She said, so literally, if you got a couple years to wait, you don't have to do nothing, and you'll make your money back. Whether how much, I don't know. But she goes, you're definitely going to make your money back on this house, just location alone. I said, oh, okay. Wasn't happy about it. But I said, let me just lock it in. So I looked at it almost like a bank. It was like a bank loan investment. I was like, all right, instead of having my money just sit in the bank, I'm going to have it sit on this, I call it my trap house. So I got it. It's mine. And then I see Desi Banks flipping houses. So what I did, I saw when Desi was flipping houses, or he flipped a house. I called him. I said, who flips your house? He got me in touch with this dude, Gene Johnson. And now Gene's been a godsend. We partnered up on this house, and he's the one that said, look, we're going to do this together. I got the expertise. You have the property. And so we're going to tear it down, and we're going to turn it into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's going to be amazing. And I can't wait. We're going to chronicle the whole process of tearing it down from the ground up. But we went there Sunday and met Gene and his business partner, and we went to go walk through the house. So we get there, and the front windows broke out. And I was like, huh. And I go, was that here last time you guys was here? They was like, no. And I go, weird. We go in the house. We got squatters. They're not there when we walk in the house, but they had brought in a full mattress. Big. They was like, this wasn't here like 2-3 weeks ago. And so these squatters, or a squatter, I think it was a female. It was a female or a transgender. It was one or the other. But they had put the mattress in. They had like a heater thing, like a portable heater to heat up food. They had a portable heater to keep them warm. there was lipstick, there was deodorant, toilet paper. There's no running water, but they had toilet paper. And they had a bag. It was a bunch of raggedy clothes, dirty clothes. Everything was dirty, by the way, too. Don't think this was clean. And it was just dirty. And they had like boarded up the bedroom part to keep the they put a sheet up and a board from the back kitchen. And then even when you walk in the house, they have boarded up where the bed was, even though it's probably where the living room should be, I guess. And it was funny because this is all new to me. I've never done this. And squatters and homeless squatters, drug addict squatters, I don't know. So even before we walked in, Gene and his partner was like, "Hey, man, you got your pistol?" And he's like, "No, I ain't bringing it." He goes, "Dang." And I was like, "Okay." And I asked them, I said, "Is this normal?" They said, it happens. I go, "Dude, I guess Gene's been doing this for so long." And he was like, "Man, I've been doing this so long, Gary. I've seen everything. We found a dead body. We found people just straight up living. We found drug addicts. We ate pets. We found like we walked in the house and dogs was in there. Radio attack. I wouldn't say pets, but attack dogs. But he said we've had everything. So it was just funny because you could tell they've done this before. The way the guy had the flashlight out, he was pounding on every room, walking in. It wasn't like hello. They're like, we here. So if the squatter happens to come across the podcast, you don't have a lot of time left because we're gonna knock it down. So yeah, but I put it on my Instagram of how we walked in and all of a sudden there was a squatter. That was new. That was new to me.